Hello everyone, I am Nacoasha, also known as Nikki, and welcome back to my channel. If you have not subscribed already, make sure you do that. Also comment and like. We are not going to waste any time, so I'm going to jump right in and tell you exactly what it is that I was so disgusted about. So the other night I decided that I wanted to get some work done on my laptop. I never use my laptop, hardly ever, but for whatever reason I was feeling froggy, okay? So I pulled out my laptop and I got to looking at some things, and I was looking at the editing tool that was already built into my computer, and I ran across a video that I had shot for YouTube. And I'm not gonna say anything about it. I'm gonna just show you the clip right here. So it is gonna be for 13 weeks. It's going to start August 4th, 2014, and it's going to run through November 3rd, I think it is, 2014. So all that together will be 13 weeks. So when I saw that I recorded this video in 2014, I was so upset. Let me tell you why. That told me that it has been in my heart and on my mind to record or start or film or just do a YouTube channel for that long, since 2014. It's 2020 now. That's 6 years. 6 years ago, it was in me to want to do this, but I never could really act on it or step into it because I was just so afraid. And what happens when you get afraid, or at least when I get afraid, is it's real easy for me to start making excuses. So I started saying things like, well, I want to do this, but I just really don't have the time. I got these bills that need to be paid, these children, I'm married. I just can't do anything like that right now. And if you are not careful, you will do exactly what I did. Making excuses for 6 years to not follow your destiny. And what's crazy is I've done a lot of other things within those 6 years. The job that I just left, I was there for 6.5 years. So what that tells me is, I feel like until you actually start doing what it is that you are meant to do, walking in your potential and really going for your destiny, you won't be happy. You won't be happy. It's like my life is always trying to get me to the place that I'm at right now. And I just kept circling around to come right back here. And until you step into what your calling actually is, you'll be making circles too. You'll be making circles. You'll be going all the way around just to end up right back at this place. And then another thing that gets me is, so whenever I was younger, I would, before YouTube was a thing, before social media was a thing, this was even before MySpace was even a thing. So I would take video cassette tapes, actual cassette tapes. And I had a boom box that I could actually record on them. So I would take these old cassette tapes and I would record over them, and I would literally talk through how I felt or what I learned or what I did or what I was going through. And I would put it all on these tapes, and I would listen back to those tapes. And it was like a sense of, it was like a release for me. It was something that I absolutely enjoyed doing. And I did this when I was young. When I was little, I was doing this. So a lot of times we feel like we got to go out and, I need to do all these things to try to figure out what my purpose in life is. I challenge you to look back to when you were a kid. What were you doing that you could just do? You didn't really have to work at it. It just came natural. People will look at you and go, well, how in the world? How do you know how to do that? Why do you do that so well? You know why? Because it's a gift. It's a talent. It's something that you were just born with. It was something that you were just born to do. So I challenge you to think back. Matter of fact, in the comments, right? Type comment your natural gifts, things that you were able to do as a child and you never really could figure out quite why you know how to do them so well. Think about that and then put it in the comments. I'm real interested to see what the responses will be. But I challenge you guys to don't let fear and uncertainty and opinions of others and circumstances and everything around you keep you from just stepping out Now, while I was utterly disgusted with the fact that I don't want to say wasted 6 years of my time, because I didn't waste 6 years of my time, but while I was disgusted that I utterly for 6 years didn't do what I was supposed to, I feel like I had to get to a place to where I could just do it. I could just step out and do it. There were experiences that needed to be taught to me. I don't think that I would have the willpower and the motivation and just the grit to get it done if I not worked at my job that I worked at, for 6.5 years. I don't think that I would have had the organization. I don't think that I really would have understood commitment. It takes a lot of commitment to get up and go to work every day and be on time and to have the same job for that length of time. Listen, it teaches you something. You're working a muscle. Like whenever I first started working, like I was a horrible employee. Like I was not good. Okay. I would be late. I would be slacking. I would just be, I do things half-heartedly. It didn't take nothing for me to call in. I didn't care. I am sick. I could not go to work today. Like it didn't take much at all. But after working that discipline muscle, and when I just kept going to work, no matter what, I kept showing up, no matter what, that muscle, I call it a muscle, it got stronger. And that's one of the things that working showed me. It taught me to show up, period. It taught me to show up no matter what your night was like. It taught me to show up no matter what my day was like. And had I not learned that from that particular job, I think it would be a lot harder for me to show up now. So even though when I saw that I felt some type of way, within that 6 years, man, I have learned a lot. My skin is a lot tougher. I'm a lot more responsible, and I'm grateful for where I had to go to get where I'm at, to where I'm finally ready. But I would just like to say to you guys, like, do it. Whatever it is, do it. Whatever's in your heart to do, make a plan, okay? A feasible, sensible plan, and do what it is that you feel called to do. Excuses will get you nowhere. Excuses will keep you where you're at. Excuses will have you later on in life regretting. And that is one thing I do not want to carry with me in my older years. I don't want to regret anything. I don't want to have any regrets. So I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have did that. No, it's time out for all of that. So please go ahead in the comments. If you bold, okay? If you bold, because this is not for the faint of heart. In the comments, if you are bold enough, put what your dream is in the comments. Put what you feel like your purpose is or your destiny is. Put that thing that you've been afraid to do. Put it in the comments if you ain't scared. If you about that life, go ahead and drop it in the comments. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate your time today, and I will see y'all in the next one.